The grave relief of Publius Aiedius and Aiedia is an ancient Roman grave relief from the first half of the 1st century, now kept in the Pergamonmuseum. The grave relief was found in Rome on the Via Appiau. It is made of which marble and is 64 centimeters wide and 99 centimeters high. In 1866 it was purchased for the predecessor of the modern Antikensammlung Berlin. The inscription under the relief reads, Publius Aiedius Amphiou is identified by the L in the inscription as Libitus, a freedman of Publius Aiedius. His slave name, the Greek name Amphiou, typical for Roman slaves, is retained as his last name. The name of the wife, also identified as a freed slave of Publius Aiedius, was Fausta Melia. Therefore, the social position of the pair is clear. The two slaves had gained a form of Roman citizenship on receiving their freedom, but it was of a lower class only, which bound them evermore to the former owner, who was now the patron. Yet they now had the freedom, among other things, to enter into a legal marriage, and children produced from such a marriage would be normal Roman citizens. The relief emphasizes this situation further. The two are depicted in an almost coldly realistic way. No sign of an intimate connection or love can be seen. Both extend the hands towards the center of the image, showing thereby the serious union and the status as a legally married couple. The wife's finger has 2 rings, indicating a degree of prosperity had been achieved by the pair. The image includes so much of the bodies that it is possible to identify the clothing worn by the pair. Aiedia wears a Chiltern cloak, Aiedius a toga, which was reserved for free citizens. His age and bodily blemishes are also undisguised. Wrinkles are depicted carved deep into the skin, just as his leathery skin and the warts on his forehead and around his mouth are. All this recalls the traditional portraits on wax death masks. Age and its characteristics were signs of the worth and excellence with which he had worked his way out of slavery. Today there are more than 125 reliefs of this type known. The similarity to windows, from which they get the name, is not accidental. Such reliefs were placed in the walls of larger grave buildings and are often found, like windows, next to doors which led into the grave building itself. The depictions looked out from the windows along the streets lined with tombs which led into ancient Rome. It was not unusual for freedmen to be interred in the large mausolea of the former masters. Bibliography. Max Kunze. Graberly finds Romaskerne Heppe as Staatliche Museen zu Berlin. Preußische Kulturbesitz. Antikensammlung. Die Antikensammlung im Pergamonmuseum und in Charlottenburg. Von Zaben, Mainz 1992, ISBN 3-8053-11877, pp. 202f. Graberly finds Romaskerne Heppe as Königliche Museen zu Berlin. Alexander Konz. Beschreibung der Antikenskulpturen mit Ausschluss der Pergamenischen Fundstücke. Spemen, Berlin 1891, NBN, BSZ, 16 DIGLIT 34567, p. 325.